Kwekwe, Ani Boju Sego. My name is Judii, and I've written a novel called Wabanang. This is a story of a young lady who's 20 years old. She lives with her aunt because she's estranged from her mother and she's never met her father. But she's really curious about her grandmother that nobody wants to talk about. And so she goes searching for a way to connect to this grandmother. So that's the gist of the story. I was really impressed with somebody called Meredith on Facebook one day, and somebody asked her, how does writing work? And this was her reply. Well, you write, and then you delete, and you rethink, and then you do 187 minutes of research and correct what you've written. Then you rewrite and wonder if you've even got a grasp on the English language. And then you revise it again. And the person said, and then you have a novel? And she replied, no, then you go on to the second line. So that's about the way I write. I don't have a pattern. I don't have a daily schedule. I don't sleep well, so I think about the story and the characters at night, and then I try to jot down notes and continue the story the next morning. Somebody asked me once, did you know the end? While you were writing, I didn't even know the beginning, so I didn't know the end, and this book evolved like our lives do. One day to the next, what happened next, and what's the consequences of that. So that's what Wabanang is all about. The publishing process for me was quite easy. I had an author friend introduce me to his publisher, who was Tina from Crossfield Publishing. And she's in St. Mary, Ontario. She has been great. She's been really supportive, and I couldn't ask for anyone easier to work with. She brought in people who designed the cover. She brought in editors who, made sure all my story made sense. And she was just wonderful to work with, and I would work with her again if she lets me. What am I reading right now? Well, I love stories about people. Lee Child is one of my favorite. I always hate when the story comes to an end, and he has about 30 books about Reacher, and a couple of movies, I guess. But I like the fact that when I pick up the next book, I already know who Reacher is. And so his story continues. I really like that. Jodie Merle is another one of my favorites. I've loved her from the first time I picked up a book. Leaving Time was the name of that one. And I never read a book through twice. I read a book a week, but I never read a book through twice. And Leaving Time was one of those books I had to read it twice to find all the clues that I missed the first time through. And she has a new book called Wish You Were Here about the pandemic. I also had to read that one twice. So that makes her a favorite of mine. So I just wanted to say, I hope you get an opportunity to check out this novel. I recommend it for ages 13 and up. If you're going to give it as a gift or something to a young person who is under 13, I suggest the parents read it first. There is some story about residential school in the book, and so you just want to make sure that your child is old enough to understand what's happening. So, Bamapi, thank you very much for listening to me. My name is Judii, and my book is called Wabanang, A Granddaughter's Search.